In a welcome spell of some sunshine, the crocuses are actually managing to get opened. They're opening their flowers here in the warm bed. In the sunshine, their flowers are open. We move across to the cobble bed where we lost so many crocuses to the mice. We have various crocuses out, so we have, this is a true Cochianus. This is one of the many hybrids we have going around the garden. There's another couple there. There's a white one opening. This is a white form of speciosus, maybe a hybrid as well. And then here we have the lovely Crocus banaticus, where the inner segments are a different size to the outers, giving it this almost iris-like look. So as we move round past the troughs, the yellowing of the dactyl arises. We have the cyananthus still with masses of flowers on. So this is the lobatus form, and microphyllus here cascading down the edge as well as all over the top. So it's looking really fresh still and good. It's really nice to see the leaves. I enjoy this yellowing, especially when you get the spots as well on the dactyl arises. And then if we come round, we can drop down and see this lonely crocus seedling that's put itself in amongst the in the slabs, growing in a excuse me, crack in the slabs. Isn't this so pretty? Such a fragile little flower, growing in apparently harsh environment. Now we'll come around to this bed because the sun's just gone off it. It's in the shade of the trees, and now there's cloud cover coming, but the Erythronium sand plunge is now currently full of Crocus nudiflorus, which is running everywhere. So this is a mixture of seedlings and a form in the back here, the white form. This is Pulchellus, Pulchellus not Pulchellus, this is Crocus nudiflorus albus. So Crocus nudiflorus running everywhere. But even is escaping, although these have been bashed out of the bed, so these have presumably run underneath the bed and are coming up in the path. But it's great to have these, and I think it's the mixture of the colours that makes it even better. Whole population of white, or the purple's not so nice as the mix. And if we come up here, I think I gave you a quiz to spot the Crocus speciosus last week in the bulb log. Here it is. So there's a Crocus speciosus hiding in amongst all the nudiflorus. So we got sort of these paler ones, and here's a very dark one there. Excuse me. So up here in this raised bed there's more crocus here. Chewed and battered by the weather and the slugs, of course. And the ones that haven't been eaten totally by the mice. As good as I walk round, you're reminded it's autumn just by the beautiful leaves of the hamamelis. It's really starting to turn. Lighting up in the sun against the backlight as the stems of these leaves yellowing of the dactyl arises. They're really, really just, it's when they get the backlit, it's wonderful. So we just move out onto the garden. Another erythronium bed where the Mechanopsis have got in. Down here, another crocus, Venaticus. Isn't that beautiful? There's a wee fly coming in to attracted the hoverflies here earlier. Coming in, it'll pollinate it maybe. But these very frilly stigma branches, multi-divided we think, and then the yellow pollen, and then the inner three floral segments nice and short. And if we look up, we'll go over here to the rock garden bed, which backs on. Other groups of crocus down here. So we've got more nudiflorus. We've got in here, we've got what looks like Pulchellus in amongst the foliage of the Roscoias. I'm just going to jump over here because look at this fat bumblebee having a meal in this crocus. Looks like Colchicum, really having a go in there. Climbing out. There we go. So that's how the insects are getting in and pollinating. So hopefully we'll get lots of seed. So as we come round, the bumblebee just collapsed that. It sat on that flower, that crocus flower there. It just sat on that one and it collapsed under his weight. So there's more. These are, if we look inside, we can see these are Cochianus round along the bed. Here within the Roscoias. You can see all down there, all the seedling Roscoias, all the young self-sown seedlings around the parent plant. The big plants are starting to, the leaves are getting this yellow streaking. There's a group of Colchicum, Agrippinum. Another lovely crocus here. I think Pulchellus there. There's a group of Crocus Venaticus coming up there. And then the seedlings putting themselves, that's speciosus. They've been out a bit and have collapsed. Another Venaticus up there, and here's another one down here. Oh, and there. So these are seeding around in amongst the rock garden bed. Really nice little group there. They're so worth growing, even if they're very transient. So a nice little group here of Pulchellus. The main difference, it's not easy to tell, but Pulchellus is very similar to Cochianus in the flower, but the yellow in the centre is like a triangular shaped blotch in Pulchellus. And if I can go and on my way back and find a Cochianus, I'll show you what it looks like in Cochianus. I think this is Cochianus. So if I come in here and we'll look at the blotch down in there, difficult for me to get in and focus with this thing, but you can see it's more like a little V shape or W shape at the base, or even a Y. So that's the difference. They are otherwise similar. They're often confused. Round here we can go see some colchicums. They've been out a while. They're a bit tatty now. All of a sudden the sun's gone and I'm feeling like there's a change. There's a weather front coming over. The rain's coming into the shade here. We've got Colchicum speciosum album. Lovely clump. These lovely green stems. Really nice, long, tall green stems. It makes them fragile, but there's an absolute beauty, especially if you get them pristine. But These have been out a while, so they're chewed and they've been a bit weather beaten, but it's still that lovely, long, elegant tube, wine goblet shape. So if we come round into the very woody part, we're under a lot of trees. Some of the other nice autumn flowers, so we've got Cyclamen, Hedropholium group there. And as I come round, some really nice silver leaf forms here in flower with the leaves coming out. There's some crocus Nudiflorus albus got itself down here somehow, one been completely chewed off by a slug. And if we look around here, around the edge, you'll see little seedlings appearing everywhere. There's a whole cluster of them in here. If I get in, a whole cluster of little seedlings. So at some point, maybe next year when they're a wee bit bigger, I'll need to lift and spread them out a wee bit. So this is just a small area in the garden. This is repeated all around with colchicums and crocus appearing all around the garden. Oh look, we just come in here with this lovely yellowness. So we've got the dactylarizas. And what about Eucomis bicolour? Wonderful flowers here with crocus, colchicum, agrippinum or agrippinum, however you want to say it, coming. The back of the leaves of the Eucomis are spotted as well. So that's a Eucomis bicolour. And then down here, crocus and colchicum. This is crocus, Colchicum agrippinum, my favourite. It's such a pretty little thing. So I think I'll just finish off here because it's getting cloudy. And as soon as the cloud comes and the weather cools, the colchicums will, of course, will mostly stay more open, but the wee crocuses, they'll shut their little flowers up to protect their parts, the reproductive parts inside. So there we go. That's some crocus, some colchicum and some cyclamen.